Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sir, I rise to oppose the budget proposals for the financial year 2026-27 because it is lacking vision and direction, and the budget proposals are not sufficient to achieve the target. That is the dream target of achieving Vikasit Bharat by the year 2047. Sir, the budget for the financial year 26-27 is estimated, that total expenditure is estimated to be 53.47 lakh crores. There is an increase of 7.7% over the revised estimate for the year 25-26. The total receipts other than the borrowing is 36.51 lakh crores, out of which the net tax revenue is estimated as 28.66 lakh crores. And the revenue deficit is targeted to 1.5% and the fiscal deficit is targeted to 4.3%. So the interesting fact to be noted is that out of the total expenditure, 26% of the total expenditure is for the payment on interest. And the total GDP is being estimated to 393 lakh crores. According to the Honorable Finance Minister, the sole spirit of the budget speech during all these years is to achieve Vikasit Bharat by 2047. So my first question regarding the Vikasit Bharat and the budget proposal is whether the proposals of expenditure and the revenue are sufficient to meet the goal by 2047. According to me, it is not sufficient. Why? Because please look into the economic survey. Because the economic survey is giving a clear direction to the government. What are the challenges and opportunities prevailing or facing Indian economy? Sir, the annual economic survey prepared by the Union government's chief economic advisor and his team narrates an excellent account of the global and national economic context and the environment and the challenges and opportunities at present in Indian economy. Economic survey directs to address the following 5 major challenges. The first one is the youth unemployment. The second one is the inadequate private corporate investment. The third one is a new global trade order. And the fourth one is acquiring new technology and strategic resources. And the fifth one is enhance the investment in the health and education sector. So none of these 5 challenges have not been addressed in the budget proposals and in the budget speech for the year 26-27. That is why I am strongly opposing the budget proposals. Everybody, even the Honorable Prime Minister, Finance Minister, everybody speaks for Vikasit Bharat. How we are able to achieve the goal by 2047? So according to Monday Singh Ahluwalia, the former Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission, if India has to become a developed country by 2047, India has to push up the average annual rate of growth from 6.5% in the past 2 decades to 8% in the next 2 decades. How it is going to achieve? The Honorable Finance Minister is there. I would like to seek the explanation from the Honorable Finance Minister. And also I would like to say that it is the sole responsibility of the Honorable Finance Minister to convince the Parliament the expenditure and revenue proposals, whether it will enable the acceleration in growth during the term of the government, at least up to 2029, because the tenure of the government is up to 2029. So for which we are seeking an explanation from the Honorable Finance Minister regarding the Vikasit Bharat by 2047 and the budget proposals, in particular the expenditure and the revenue. And coming to one of the major challenges the economic surveys mentioned is regarding the unemployment. So the last year growth is 7.4%, and how the growth has happened, high growth rate is driven by the consumption. Growth without job generation, growth without employment generation, because there is no investment-led growth is there. Suppose you just examine the contribution of various sectors in the GDP will elucidate the fact that it is a jobless growth, jobless economic growth without having any equitable principles of equity and justice. So the contribution of agriculture in GDP is only 15.2%, but the service sector is 51.5%. The manufacturing sector remains 13% unchanged a decade ago, despite the Make in India program and the production-linked incentive scheme, all these schemes, even after that, the manufacturing sector still remains 13%. How the labor employment or the employment generation will take place when this is the situation which we are seeing? And also regarding the job security, also gig workers, platform workers, there is no job security. All the structural economic reforms are at the cost of the labor, ease of doing business and ease of living. Everything is at the cost of the labor. That is what is happening in Indian economy. So that has to be taken into account. So, sir, I'm coming to 2-3 points, and coming to the fiscal consolidation also. Last year budget speech also, in the discussion also, I have raised the same issue. I would like to reiterate the fact that now the government the finance ministry is shifting from the fiscal deficit to debt to GDP ratio. The FRBM Act of 2003 requires the government to progressively reduce the fiscal deficit to 3% of the GDP. The Section 4 of the FRBM Act is very clear. It is a mandatory provision that the fiscal deficit has to contain, contain by 3%, but unfortunately it is being missed out, and how the mandatory provision is being complied, and how you are going to debt to GDP ratio when the mandatory provision of containing the fiscal deficit to 3% is there without amending the FRBM Act. How this is being shifted to this, and allocation to various ministries, I am not going to detail, because regarding the health sector as well as the education sector, so it is very clear that the government aims claiming that there is an increase in allocation. But what is the increase in allocation in proportion to the GDP? That has to be evaluated. And allocation for the health, it is 1.0 lakh crores. That means it is less than, sir, 2-3 points. Sir, 2-3 points. It is less than 0.3%. And similarly, in the case of education also, it is less than 0.3%, when we are demanding that 6% of the GDP has to be spent. And the health policy of 2017 is very clear that no less than 2% of the GDP has to be sent in the health sector. But unfortunately, that is also missing. And also regarding 2 points regarding and the state of Kerala and to my constituency also. So the state of Kerala is being totally discriminated as far as the budget allocation is concerned. Most of the learned from my state has already stated regarding 7 rail corridors, unfortunately none of them from the state of Kerala. And the All India Institute of Medical Science, it is a long pending demand of the Kerala, but unfortunately not seen, and so many other issues also. And coming to the sir, very important 2 issues concerning my constituency, that is regarding the dedicated rare earth corridor. That is a new proposal which is being brought. This is my constituency. That is a corridor, Odisha, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. I do appreciate, sir, please, very important. I do appreciate it, mining, processing and manufacturing and research. I do appreciate it, but I would like to suggest, strongly recommend to the Honorable Finance Minister as well as the government that the mining and mineral separation should be in the public sector. It shall not be privatized. That is one point. And answer one more. Another point is regarding the cashew industry.
There are so many points.
No, sir. Very limited time.
You have already.
Yes, regarding the cashew industry, I am always taking up this issue before the Honorable Finance Minister as well as the Commerce Minister, because 95% of the cashew workers in the state of cashew industry they are women, that too belonging to the backward class or downtrodden people. It's an appreciable suggestion. I welcome the suggestion of the Honorable Finance Minister. Cashew cultivation has to be increased, and we have to be self-sufficient regarding the raw cashew nut production. But at the same time, I request the government to take away the import duty on raw cashew nuts from foreign countries, import duty. These are the suggestions which I would like to make with this words. I conclude. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Sri T. Uday Srinivas.